Today's video is sponsored by Anthbot, your lawn perfected.
Are you looking for easy ways to boost the curb appeal of your home without spending a lot of money? Let me show you how easy it is to say goodbye to a boring, drab exterior and really transform the curb appeal of your home with some easy DIY projects and a little bit of maintenance.
It all just goes away. The things I plan to say, oh baby.
If you're new to home ownership, you may be wondering, what is curb appeal? Curb appeal refers to the attractiveness of the property and the surroundings when it's viewed from the street. Curb appeal can play a really big role in creating a positive first impression, which can significantly impact the perceived value of your home and the actual market value. Now, we're not looking to sell our home. No, we really like where we live, and you don't have to increase the curb appeal of your home just because you're getting ready to sell it. Why not increase the curb appeal of your home because you're planning on staying in it for a long time? It's so nice to drive down your street and see your home just like a beacon. It's home, it's friendly, it's inviting. And there are a lot of things that you can do on your own to improve the curb appeal of your home and make it really special. So I wanted to bring you into my home, well, actually the outside of my home, and just show you some of the things that I've been working on and some of the different DIY projects that you can do that will really increase the curb appeal of your home. These aren't hard to do at all. These are projects that you can do yourself. You don't need to hire a carpenter or an electrician or anything like that. You can do it, I promise. So this is my front door. I have painted this door multiple times, but in the next few weeks, we are going to have our home professionally painted. I don't want to invest my time in painting the outside of my house, so I'm going to leave that to the professionals. But one thing that I can do is paint my front door. Now, right now, it's a blue color, and unfortunately, I put a hook on the door. Not the wisest decision because I actually use glue on the hook. So I need to remove that hook, and then I'm going to transform my front door by painting it. Painting your front door is an easy project to do, and it can drastically improve the appearance of your home for around $20. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And painting your front door is not as hard as you might think. And if you want to make an even bigger impact on the entryway appearance of your home, why not considering upgrading the hardware? I found a really nice and modern hardware set on Amazon of all places. Now, like I always do, I will leave links in the description box in case you wanted to check any of these things out for yourself. By replacing the door handle and all of the hardware of your door is really not that difficult. I am not very mechanically inclined, and if I can figure out how to do this, anyone can. Now, something that I've recently added to our front yard is a new flower bed, and this is a no-dig flower bed. What a no-dig flower bed is basically just putting dirt over an area and then planting in it. And one way to cut back on all of the weeds that can pop up is to lay down some cardboard first. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money by buying landscaping fabric and things like that. I simply took some cardboard boxes, which I'm pretty sure most people have extra cardboard boxes in their garage or wherever you store them. And I tore them all apart. Some of them I tore into smaller pieces, and I laid out in the area that I want to create my flower bed. I also used a no-dig edging. This stuff was so easy to work with. All I had to do was basically lay out the edging along the path that I wanted to follow for my design of my flower bed. And then I hammered down the plastic spikes that were included with the edging, and I have a flower bed. So then I could just put the cardboard over top of that area, and this will help to reduce the weeds that are going to grow through. It's a lot easier than digging out everything. You just get some cardboard, lay it down, and you can make a flower bed in an afternoon. It is so easy. And because we live in the country, we have a tractor, so I don't necessarily have to go out and buy a lot of dirt. I can just grab the tractor and go get a bucket full of dirt. This makes landscaping a little bit easier because of the location that we live in. I love our tractor. It is so valuable to me. And for projects like this, I just go get a bucket full of dirt and then bring it back to where I'm going to be using it. And I did spend a little bit of money on buying some plants to put into my flower bed. And then to finish it off, I covered everything with mulch. Mulch is nice because it gives a uniform appearance. It looks really nice, and it also helps the plants by keeping the roots cooler, and it also keeps the water from evaporating. Now, something else that I added was a water feature. I actually made a complete video showing you how easy it is to DIY a water fountain or a water feature. It's very affordable. It can be done for less than $100, and it gives a nice ambiance to the area. And I really like the addition of the water feature to the center of my flower bed. I think it looks great, and it gives a little bit of an elevated look to the area. And with all of the different types of solar powered fountains, you can add a water fountain to your water feature very easily. And this may not be exactly a DIY, but something that can really help you to have extra time every single week and take away one of the chores that some people may not enjoy. I don't really enjoy it, but I don't know. Some people may find it soothing to mow the grass. But I find that mowing the grass and mowing all of the lawn that we have, it takes a lot of time. And that's time that I would rather use doing different DIY projects or even spending time with my horses. So I really wanted to show this to you. This is the Anthbot Robot Lawn Mower. Yes, a lawnmower that is a robot. It mows the yard for you. This thing is a game changer when it comes to lawn care. Now, I have to tell you that the Anthbot Robotic Lawn Mower, this thing is so cool. And having a robot to do the lawn chores, I think that that is a great idea. Anthbot Robot Lawn Mower is the only perimeter mowing robot that uses high efficiency line-by-line scanning for doing the mowing. So it's not going to zip all around your yard in different random circles and different patterns or lines. It goes line by line up and down your lawn, which will make it faster for mowing your entire yard. And this robot can mow up to 1/4 of an acre. That's a big deal. Our yard is not 1/4 of an acre. When we mapped it out on the Anthbot app, yes, there's an app for it too. It told us that it's 266 meters squared. That's how big the area is that the robot is mowing. And I have to tell you, my horse is not too sure about the robot because the robot is mowing right now. And my horse was like, what the heck is that? Now, with this automatic lawnmower, it offers mowing heights anywhere from just over 1 inch to just about 3 inches without a manual adjustment. You simply get into the app and you can adjust the height of how high you want the mower to mow your grass. And if the mower encounters any obstacles like branches or small stones, it will automatically raise the blade deck to avoid damage. This helps to make the blades last even longer. And when you're doing the initial setup of the boundary for which the mower is going to follow, if the wire breaks, it has a wire breakage detection system. This will help to accurately locate the point of the broken boundary wire, which will make it much easier for you to find and fix. And the app is great. With just a click, it'll create a map of the cutting area that you've outlined for Anthbot, so you can actually interact with Anthbot and you can see where the robot is in the process of mowing your lawn. Something else that I really like about this robot mower is you can see the lines that it's making in the lawn. It has a type of technology that helps to reposition the mower. So this makes sure that you're not going to have any missed spots even during recharging or if the mower is moved. Now, if you're thinking about getting a lawn mowing robot for your yard, but you're a little intimidated with the whole setup process, believe me, it's not as hard as you think it might be. When we were getting ready to set up the lawn mowing robot and use it, I was worried about the boundary wires. So it's not very hard, I promise. I figured it out with some help from my husband. But between the two of us, it did take about 3 hours to set up the boundary for the robot. And the mower comes with everything that you need to get started. Like I said, the setup was the most challenging part for us. But once you have the setup done, the robot does all of the work. It is so fun. When we first set it up, we literally sat outside in our front yard and watched it mow. I know, we're silly, but it was so much fun to watch this little robot doing the mowing for us. And just for routine maintenance of mowing the yard and then everything else, having the robotic lawnmower is actually going to save me at least 2 hours a week. And because you're watching this video, the people at Anthbot have put together an incredible deal. This is really a great deal. Right now, you can get $400 off the regular price of the Anthbot Robotic Mower. So that takes the purchase price of $9.99 down to $5.99. That's a really great deal. Make sure to go on over to Amazon and check out this deal. And of course, there is a link in the description box that will take you directly to Amazon and Anthbot. Now, let me share the next DIY project with you. Now, another really easy DIY project that you can do to add a little instant curb appeal to your yard is to add some solar lights. Solar lights are nice because they add interest and it adds a little bit of beauty and ambiance to the area. And because I love shopping on Amazon so much, I have found a lot of really unique solar lights on Amazon. For the new DIY flower bed that I made, I got some fairy lights. They look kind of spread out and they look really pretty. And I also added a couple of taller solar lights just to add a little bit more visual interest. I did find some that are like little cages and they look really pretty like all of the time during the day. They don't have quite as much light casting off of them in the evening time, but during the day, it does give a nice border effect to the flower bed. And because I love Dollar Tree so much, of course, I've used Dollar Tree solar lights. I made a really pretty Dollar Tree solar lantern that I have sitting on the table between the two chairs that my husband and I will come out and sit on when we want to just enjoy our yard. And they also have some really pretty cracked glass globes, so they're just round and circular. And these are my absolute favorite. They are super hard to find at Dollar Tree, but if you wanted, you could go to Dollar Tree Direct, go to their website, and you can purchase them. The only disadvantage to purchasing anything from Dollar Tree online is there are minimums that you have to buy. But these globe lights, these are by far my favorite from Dollar Tree. And I really like the look that they give. I think they look really nice in my flower bed. Another really fun DIY project that you can do is to make a more modern address sign. So I have tons of excess lumber from different projects and stuff that we've done. So I took a piece of 2x6 lumber, I sanded it, then I painted it a couple of coats, the same color that we have as an accent color for the outside of our house. Then I found some really pretty modern metal numbers. First, I found them on Pottery Barn, but they were so expensive. So I was looking for options. And of course, I went to Amazon and I found them very affordably. And I was able to make a modern address number sign for our house that's now hanging above our garage. And yes, now you know what the number to our house is, but you don't know the street. Now that I've shown you how you can create a no-dig flower bed, but what do you do if you already have an existing flower bed? Well, that's easy. All you got to do is give it a makeover. And doing a makeover on an existing flower bed can be challenging, but it doesn't have to be. All you have to do is basically get rid of all of the weeds first. That's the easiest way to start. Just clear it out. For my flower bed, I actually started with a tiller, and then I just used a shovel to get rid of all the thistles. I don't know why there are so many thistles out here, but there are. So I want to get rid of as many of these thistles as possible. And next I started to add in different little parts to the flower bed. So this flower bed is 2 levels, and I wanted to play around a little bit with some perennials. So I added in some different grasses, like tall grass bunches. And in the corner, I've always wanted to have, you know, one of those flower pots that looks like it's spilled over. But I didn't really have a flower pot that I would want to use for that. But I did find one. Yay. I was really excited when I found it. And all I did was determine where I wanted it to go in the flower bed and just move some of the dirt away so that I could bury the pot just a little bit. Now this pot is made out of like a resin material, which means it's going to withstand the summer heat and hopefully the winter time as well out here in Colorado. We get lots of weather fluctuations, a lot. Like right now it's beautiful, but by this afternoon, we're supposed to have big thunderstorms. So you never know what you're going to get in Colorado. But for my flower pot, I tipped it over on its side, buried it into the flower bed a little bit, and then I did some research on what types of flowers would be best for this type of a planter. And everything kept pointing to petunias. And I found these petunias that are basically like you just drop it in and go. So I bought 2 of those, and I bought a bag of garden soil. I put the garden soil down, and then I positioned the petunias so that it will look like they are flowing out of this big planter. I built up a little bit of dirt around the edges to kind of tie the petunias into the planter and make it look like they just grew up that way. And I'm pretty sure over the summer, they're going to get nice and full with a little bit of help from me with the watering. I wish petunias were perennial, but they're not. So I will have to replace these every year. But having a little extra feature in the flower bed itself, that was what I really wanted. And for the lower flower bed, I just randomly scattered wildflowers. Now, they don't look like much right now, but I'm thinking within the next month or so, I'm going to have a really pretty wildflower garden to replace the thistle garden that I had when I started. Now, this is another really easy DIY that you can do, a DIY no-dig border. And we used to have like landscaping timbers here and a border. Ooh, there's a snake. Ooh, hello, Mr. Snake. Garter snakes are good. They won't hurt anything, so I'm just going to leave him alone. He can enjoy my flowers too. But anyway, like I was saying, we used to have landscaping timbers here, and they kept rolling out, and it just didn't look very nice. So I wanted something more permanent, and I actually wanted this flower bed to be a little bit larger. So it came out a little bit farther, so it's a little wider. And I do have a video on my channel with step-by-step how I did this. It was really easy. You don't have to have a lot of skill, actually probably no skill, and very little tools. I did use some more of the no-dig border. I used some retaining wall bricks and a couple of bags of Quikrete concrete. I added in a few more daylilies because I want to keep this simple and more of a uniform type of a flower bed. And I think the daylilies look really nice all throughout the season, even when they don't have any blooms. If you want something that's going to add some quick curb appeal and really make a substantial difference and look substantial in your landscaping, having a bordered flower bed like this is really an easy way to go. And another easy way to improve the curb appeal of your home is to invest in one of these guys. This is a Sunjoe pressure washer, and this thing is so cool. It works so well for power washing everything. I mean, this looks really dirty. Let me just show you in comparison. Okay, so I have to pressure wash this yet. Still have to clean that. But I've done this garage door, and that is a huge improvement. So there's the one I did. There's the one I need to do. Watch what happens. Watch the dirt fly off the windows when I pressure wash it. You can see it coming off of the windows and the door itself. I found a frog. Holy cow. Hi, little frog. Can you see him? He totally blends into our driveway. Oh my gosh. Hello, little froggy. So not only is a pressure washer awesome for cleaning your house, like getting everything off of your house, but it's also great for driveways and walkways. Watch this. Can you see that yellow there? That is the pollen from the pine trees. And right now it is everywhere. Look at that. This is what it looks like when it's like just pollen and not so much water. It's so gross. But I have pressure washed basically just the garage, and I think that looks so much better. All the dust is off, and I just think it looks great. So now I'm going to do the rest of the house, and I'm even going to do the front porch, the front patio, because I do want to clean this up and make it look better too. Once you're done using the power washer, it makes it really easy to pull weeds that may have grown in between the cracks on the concrete in the driveway. Much easier to get the weeds out when there's not so much dirt holding them in place. So much better. Nice, clean lines and clean edges with no weeds. What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be just adding a concrete stain to our porch, our front porch here. I've done this before in the past and it's really kind of wearing out, and I want to make this look a little bit better. So from a company called Concrete Resurrection, I found this, and what you do is you mix this with water, and then that's going to give you the stain. The more water that you put into this, the more diluted the color is going to be. So this is onyx, so basically black. But what I'm going to do is pour about half of that into this sprayer, and then I'm going to add some distilled water, and then I'm just going to use the sprayer and spray the porch. It's actually pretty warm today, so this should dry pretty fast. And I think you can see in the lid, that's what color the stain is. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this in here. It is pretty thick, but I don't want to pour all of it because this first color, I want it to be more of a diluted. So now I'm just going to add in a gallon of distilled water. And now all I have to do is put the lid on the sprayer and I can start spraying this onto the porch. Okay, so like I said, this is one coat of the concrete stain. And I've never used the black before. I really do like how it turned out. I think I'm going to just keep this just the one coat on the front porch. And then I'm going to go ahead and seal it. And then I will go ahead and wipe off where I got it on the house itself. This is why I wanted to make sure and do this before the house painters came, because then they can clean up all of the stain if it doesn't come off, which is fine. But I would have been really upset if I put this on the porch after the house was freshly painted. And since I have so much of that stain left and it's black, and I have no idea if it's going to work, but I thought maybe see if I can blacken up the blacktop a little bit. This is our driveway. We have a paved driveway, but it gets faded. So maybe I'm just going to put the excess stain onto my driveway and see if I can make it look better. Can't hurt anything, right? Another really fun DIY project is to make some tall planters for your porch or your front patio. My idea was to add a little bit more visual interest to either side of the front door. So I actually took 2 trash cans that I've had forever, and I used some vinyl patch for concrete, and I made a concrete planter. Well, actually, I made 2 of them. Then I added in some ferns because I thought those would be really pretty, and I did a couple of other flower pots as well. So adding some visual interest to your porch isn't hard. And if you have the space, why not add a couple of chairs? We added a couple of, I can't even say what kind of chairs they are, but I bought them from Walmart online, and they were very easy to assemble, even for me. And now we have a really nice seating area on our front patio, so we can come outside and enjoy the weather when it's cooperating. And by restaining the concrete on our front patio, I think that just really made such a difference. Now, the before and after of my curb appeal makeover, oh my gosh, I think this is so much better. Even though it's the same house, nothing has changed that way, but just by doing little DIY projects and adding in some new elements really helps to elevate the curb appeal. I am so happy with how all of these projects turned out. Who would have thought that by simply washing the exterior of our home would have made such a difference? And adding in a few extras to the front porch, as well as painting the front door, the new hardware, again, it just really elevates the look. It just seems like the little details are the ones that can make a huge impact on the curb appeal of a home. Even if you're a beginner, you can DIY projects that will enhance the exterior of your home. I want to thank Anthbot once again for sponsoring this video. If you want to learn more about Anthbot, the robotic lawn mower, I've left a link in the description box below. Make sure you click on it and go check out Anthbot for yourself. It really will save you time every week because you don't have to do the mowing, which leaves more time for doing DIY projects. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are a couple of more I think you might like as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye!